Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. I do appreciate you being here. Let's stop pretending this is boxing. A Jake Paul versus Anthony Joshua fight isn't a sporting event. It's a spectacle designed to cash in on outrage and confusion. One is a YouTuber turned prize fighter who built his brand on controversy. The other is a former heavyweight champion who should be defending a legacy, not lending it out for clicks. This isn't about competition, belts, or greatness. It's about money. Unfortunately, it's always about money, attention, and how far the sport has fallen to accommodate it. When boxing trades credibility for virality, everyone loses, especially the fans who still care about what the sport is supposed to represent. I used to be a huge fan of boxing. Used to love watching Mike Tyson fights, Lennox Lewis fights, George Foreman fights, all the fights that made boxing what it is and what it once was. Actually, it's not what it used to be. Boxing used to be this really great sport, and a part of me still wants to believe that it is, but I can't help to just talk about what I witnessed last night. Obviously, I knew who Jake Paul was, a YouTube sensational, big guy on YouTube. That's where he got to start, right? So I knew who Logan Paul was, Jake Paul. I watched Joe Rogan talk about Anthony Joshua. And when I sat there and I watched Joe Rogan talk about pretty much how much of a badass Anthony Joshua was, and that, this is going to be Jake Paul's, the one fight that he's really going to have to, not fuck around with. You're getting in the ring with an Olympic gold medalist, 6'6", like 246 pounds of just sheer athletic incredibilism. And you got Jake Paul. Jake Paul, don't get me wrong. Jake Paul, he's a decent boxer. He's decent. He is not a professional boxer. And after what I saw last night, dude, boxing is a laughing stock if you allow Jake Paul to be a part of it. So I'm sitting there and I'm watching this thing. I'm watching it. And from the minute that this thing started, for me, I'm like, let's give it a round or two. Let's see how these guys go. And, usually boxers or fighters, for the most part, like, it's usually the first round or try to figure each other out. That's usually why they dance around and you're not really seeing a whole lot of action like the first couple rounds. But come like round 3, round 4, that's when you start seeing some action, right? That's when they start figuring each other out. The entire match was Jake Paul just falling down on the ground, falling against the ropes, hugging the dude's leg, acting like he was a drunken mess. He was gassed. He was out of shape. It looked like he was out of shape and just winded the entire time. He was sloppy. This entire fight was a disgrace. It was disastrous. It was a total laughing stock. This is not a professional fighter. Jake Paul is not a professional boxer. He's an entertainer. Go be an entertainer. Don't do it in the sport of boxing. You're fighting this guy who, mind you, has been fighting for a while. Okay, he's been fighting for a long time. Like I said, he's an Olympic gold medalist. He's a behemoth. He's huge. But I'm starting to watch this fight, and I'm sitting there thinking to myself, is this even, is Anthony Joshua on this too? Because the way Joe Rogan talked about this, he was making it sound like Anthony Joshua was going to literally fucking mop the floor with Jake Paul. Like, you cannot mess around with this guy. He's going to hurt you bad. In my opinion, he's not going to go in there and just let you be an idiot. He's going to go in there. He's going to mean business. He's going to take you out because that's who he is, right? I did not see any of that last night. One knockout punch in the first round that I was expecting and a lot of other people were expecting from Anthony Joshua. It's like Anthony Joshua was scared. It's like Anthony was scared to hit this guy. It felt like he didn't want to hurt him or something.
Messages are lining up. Everyone wondering what the hell is happening.
Look at that. Look. Yeah. What the hell is happening? Look, he falls down to his knees and he grabs Joshua's leg. He just grabs his leg. What are you grabbing his leg for? You know what it is? He was out of shape. He's not out of shape, but he was gassed. He had no stamina. He was totally gassed the entire time.
Continues to chop down Paul. Right.
And also too, there's a point in there where the referee's pretty much saying, hey, people didn't pay good money to see you fuck around like this. Like, you're being an idiot right now. Okay, that's a big okay, that look, you see that? You see when he went to go hit him, he literally falls to the ground. Right there, when I saw that, I thought he got knocked out. But then when I see him wrap around his leg like that, I'm like, he's not knocked out. He's trying to buy himself some time, because he knows that Anthony Joshua can really wreck his life. And he did towards the end.
Second knockdown.
So he got knocked down.
He's breathing heavily. And he's
breathing heavily. Look at that, see?
Paul goes again, following the right hand.
Listen, I don't understand boxing 100% because I've never boxed in any way, shape, or form. I just watched it for a long time and I stopped. And then I turned over to the UFC. But this is not normal behavior from any sort of a credible boxer, to fall on the ground every time, to buy yourself some time and hug somebody's leg.
Knockdown of the fight.
He does land his
Look at
best
this.
shot at the moment.
Right there, boom, boom.
Is going to happen.
Does it feel like seriously, doesn't it feel like Anthony went easy on him? He was going soft to go in here, and it just felt like when he went in there, he was taking it easy on Jake Paul. I'm like, dude, no, do not take it easy on this guy. Do not take it easy on this guy. People pay good money to go in there and watch you rock this guy's world. And that's not what we saw. And it is very disappointing and disgraceful at the same time.
And it almost, there's a left hook.
Right there, boom. So right there is when he broke his jaw
Down goes Paul.
in two different places.
Body with the right.
Yep. So anyway, people like right here. Yeah, this is where he broke his jaw in two different places. Jake Paul underwent successful jaw surgery, including 2 titanium plates inserted on each side of his face and multiple teeth removed. This fight seemed a little bit more credible, a little bit more believable until I started seeing Jake Paul fall on the ground. I'm like, there's no way this was credible. There's no way. There's got to be some sort of staged event going on here. And every single time I watch that final punch of Jake Paul getting hit in the face like that, I'm like, why didn't you do that round 1? So listen, in my opinion, the Jake Paul fight was staged. It was staged. It was rigged. I feel like it was rigged. The crowd probably had a sense that it was rigged, and it felt like it was just like I was watching a play or something. And a part of me doesn't want to believe that. A part of me wants to believe that Anthony Joshua knew that I can go in there and just totally, turn this man's life upside down and bring the pain. And I think a part of Anthony Joshua said, I don't want to hurt this guy because I know I can do some very irreversible damage on this guy. And he did. He broke his jaw. He's not going to be the same after that. He's going to have problems, going forward. Jake Paul is not going to be the same man after this fight. He's just not. After last night's fight, you can't help but to think to yourself that it was rigged. You just can't. You just can't. Or is there a side of the fight where Jake Paul knew that he was not going to be able to go the full distance with this guy, and he was totally gassed? Let's just say it wasn't rigged at all. And Jake Paul was just not able to go in there and do what he wanted to do. And so he tried to last as long as he could by falling over, grabbing his leg, moving around, and just looking like a complete buffoon. Because he did. He looked like a complete dumbass. And then he just knew that, I can't keep doing this. I'm going to have to try to fight. And then when maybe Anthony Joshua noticed this guy was trying to fight back, he's like, all right, I'm going to end it. And you could see the disgust on Anthony Joshua's face, where every time he would fall to the ground and grab his leg, Jake Paul would fall to the mat and grab Anthony Joshua's leg. You could just see his face. So there is that. You could tell he was like, he's grabbing my leg again. Okay, I feel bad for this guy. He's trying to last. Okay, well, let me give you the benefit of the doubt to make you think that you might have a chance here. And then come round 6, he's like, fuck this, I'm done. I'm gonna put you in your place. And he did. The whole entire thing was distasteful. It was awful. It was just a bad look for boxing. And Jake Paul should be ashamed of himself. He shouldn't even step foot in the ring again, and he should just be moving on, doing something else. He's a decent boxer, but he cannot get in the ring with somebody that knows how to box, knows the sport very well, and has been doing this a long time, and is a powerhouse puncher like Anthony Joshua was. And I think deep down, like I said, Anthony knew that I could put some pain on this guy, but maybe a part of him felt bad. But if you're getting paid to go in there and wreck house and not put your reputation on the line of being beat by fights, in my opinion, Jake Paul's an amateur boxer, but he looked like shit last night compared to this guy. Anthony Joshua was just, looks like he wasn't even winded at all. Wasn't even winded. For him to go in there and make a complete fucking fool of himself, it just made him look stupid. It made the sport look stupid. It just made everything terrible for the sport of boxing. Jake Paul shouldn't box after this. He should be done. It's over. You can't fight actual fighters. You just can't. There's no way. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Do you think the fight between Anthony Joshua and Jake Paul was rigged and staged from start to finish? Or do you think it wasn't staged at all and Anthony Joshua was just kind of going toe-to-toe with them, just kind of, carrying him a little bit, and then eventually he just got tired of his ass and he just knocked him out? Thank you guys so much. I just want to make a video about this because I felt very passionate about it. I thought it was just the biggest load of horse shit that I've ever seen in the sport of boxing. Don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, turn on all those notifications so you don't miss any time that I go live or an upload a video. And we will see you all very soon.